The chair of the National Transportation Safety Board says that deadly mid-air collision of an Army helicopter and an American Airlines plane was 100% preventable. Her comments came after an NTSB hearing on what led up to last year's crash that killed 67. The NTSB found that several factors contributed to the crash, including overwhelmed air traffic controllers, a failure to alert the jet's pilot about the other aircraft, and also a history of missed opportunities to reroute helicopter traffic. So watching this closely is Greg Feith. He's a former NTSB air safety investigator. You've seen these investigations play out. We know that the families of the 60-some people who were on board wanted to hear this accountability. What's your readout there?
I think that they got a very good show yesterday with regard to the Sunshine meeting. There was a lot of information that was presented throughout the day in the various aspects that the board investigated. Of course, the focus was with the FAA, their policies, their procedures, their lack of action from historic information that they knew about with regard to the airspace in the Washington, D.C. area.
Why do you think the NTSB pinned most of this on the FAA?
Because when you look at this type of operation where you have commercial airline traffic going into Washington National Airport with the mix of helicopter traffic, all of that is controlled by air traffic controllers because of the design of the airspace. So you need to have very good communication. You need to have very good surveillance by the air traffic controllers. And what they focused on was not the staffing level, but how the air traffic controllers combined a position, which then created a task saturation, or one controller said he was slightly overwhelmed because he was handling so many aircraft at the same time.
Yeah, it's singular to who I am as a journalist, and I always remember that these stories can get technical, but we're really talking about families who lost dozens of people that night, some of them attached to some real luminaries and ice skating athletes, families that were returning from a really hopeful event. Out of this comes some safety recommendations. What are some of those safety recommendations that you're reading that you see that maybe could cause a family member to think that their loved ones did not die in vain?
Well, when you look at the 48 or so safety recommendations that the board presented, almost 90% of them are focused on the FAA. That is training for controllers, use of new technology, not waiting to present data that's being collected and has been collected for a very long time, being disseminated to operators in not only the Washington, D.C. area airspace, but those operators coming in and out of Washington National Airport. That information doesn't do anybody any good sitting on someone's desk. And they've been collecting safety data for quite a long time. And I think the chairman and the board members pointed out the fact that that did not benefit the operators, whether it's the military or civilian operators going in and out of that particular airport. That airspace is very congested, has been for a very long time. But now, with these lessons learned, unfortunately through an accident, the families must know that all of the things that have come out by the NTSB will be at least presented to the FAA, to the Army for safety enhancement. Now, the big follow-up is how much of these safety recommendations are incorporated by the FAA, because I've been down that road where we've written a lot of safety recommendations only to get a response from the FAA saying, we can't really do it at this time, we'll think about it, we'll incorporate it when possible. So it's going to be up to the NTSB to really stay on top of the responses from the FAA.
Really, and a calling for journalists to ask those questions on behalf of the families who demand change after such horrible loss. Greg, it's good to talk to you. I hope to talk to you again here on CBS News 24/7. Thank you so much.